Greetings children. Welcome to my channel Inside Accountancy by Shakun. Today we'll be talking about Chapter 4 Change in Profit Sharing Ratio. The contents of this video are change in PSR, that's the profit sharing ratio, the treatment of accumulated profits and reserves, workmen compensation reserve in particular will be discussed, and an example based on it. Change in profit sharing ratio. When the existing partners, they decide to change the ratio in which they will be sharing profits or losses, that is referred to as change in profit sharing ratio, and it leads to reconstitution of the firm. So whenever the firm gets reconstituted or the agreement changes, that is always referred to as reconstitution. It leads to dissolution of the partnership agreement, but not of the partnership firm. So new agreement is formed in case of reconstitution of the firm. So whenever there is reconstitution, certain issues have to be catered to. These are determination of the sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio, accounting treatment of goodwill, accounting of reserves, accumulated profits and losses, revaluation and reassessment of assets and liabilities, and the adjustment of capital. We have already discussed about the determination of sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio and the accounting treatment of goodwill in my previous videos. For more details, you can click on the I button. In this video, we'll be talking about the accounting treatment of accumulated profits and reserves. So any reserves which are there, any accumulated profits or losses which are there at the time of reconstitution of the firm, they are always transferred to partners' capital or current account depending upon the method of preparing partners' capital account. So at the time of change in profit sharing ratio, the reserves or accumulated profits and losses, they exist in the books of the firm. That means the firm must have created some kinds of reserves and must have appropriated some amounts in profits which are kept for future use. These are transferred to partners' capital account if the capitals are fluctuating, or they are transferred to partners' current account if the capitals are fixed. Now this transfer is made in their old profit sharing ratio because these reserves or these accumulated profits or undistributed profits and losses, they were present at the time of change in profit sharing ratio and they were earned before the reconstitution of the firm. So that is why they are always distributed in the old ratio. So what is the treatment of accumulated profits and reserves? All the accumulated profits and reserves have to be distributed between the partners in the old ratio. Since these are the old profits and losses, so they must be distributed in the old ratio. Now, what are the accumulated profits or which kind of accumulated profits and reserves might be there? Let's have a look at the balance sheet. I've written a list of the various reserves or the funds or the balances which might be given in a question. So all possibilities I've written here. The things which you can see on the liability side, that is general reserve, P&L account, workmen compensation reserve, which is prepared in order to bear the compensation which has to be paid to the workers in the event of any accident, etc. Investment fluctuation fund. Investment is always subject to a lot of fluctuations. So any loss arising due to fluctuations is borne by investment fluctuation fund. And employee provident fund, that is the money of the employees which is kept as investment, or employee provident fund is basically an outside liability, employees money that is kept safe with us. So all the things that are mentioned on the liability side, they always have a CR balance, as you already know. And the things which are mentioned on the asset side, that is P&L account, goodwill. Which goodwill is this? This is basically the old goodwill, advertisement suspense or deferred revenue expenditures. All these have a DR balance. Now you must be noting that profit and loss account has been mentioned on both sides. See, P&L account can either have a credit balance or it can also have a debit balance. Depending upon the balance, it will be shown either on the asset side or on the liability side. Now, one thing that I've mentioned here, it was not supposed to be here. But purposely I've mentioned because I wanted to make you clear that employee provident fund is an outside liability. Since it is an outside liability, this is not the amount that has been appropriated from the profits. Since it is an outside liability, therefore this amount will not be transferred to partners' capital or current account. Rest all the things that are mentioned here will be transferred except employee provident fund. This is a very common mistake made by majority of the students, but you need to understand that EPF is an outside liability and it is never transferred amongst the partners. Moving on. What would be the journal entry for the transfer of accumulated profits or accumulated losses? Now, all the things which were mentioned on the liability side, I told you they have a credit balance. When we want to write them off and distribute them amongst the partners, that means we need to debit them. Since we are going to write it off, therefore, our journal entry would be all these accumulated profits and reserves, they have been debited. They had a credit balance, but now since we are going to write them off, they are debited and it is distributed amongst the partners in the old ratio. Similarly, all the things which were mentioned on the asset side, all these things have a DR balance. We are going to write them off. Therefore, they are credited and partners' capital or current account is debited. Again, the distribution between the partners would be made in the old ratio. Why? Because all these are the old accumulated profits and reserves which were already earned by the firm before the reconstitution of the firm. Moving on. In this video, we are going to talk about workmen compensation reserve in detail because there are certain cases which are always attached with or certain adjustments which are always given in relation to workmen compensation reserve. So workmen compensation reserve, as I already told you, it is a reserve which is set aside or which is appropriated out of the firm's profits in order to meet the liability that may or may not arise on account of compensation to be paid to employees. So if there is an accident that happens in a factory, the workmen would have to be compensated. So that compensation can be taken out from workmen compensation reserve. See, reserves are always made on the basis of prudence principle, that we know that in future some losses will arise. So we make provisions and reserves for the losses which may arise in future. So accidents may happen. So in order to cover up the losses, we make the reserves beforehand. That is why workmen compensation reserve is created. The claim may or may not arise. The liability may or may not arise. Accident may or may not happen. But the reserves are created. Now there may be a possibility that the claim may be equal to the reserve, or it may be more than the reserve, or it may be lesser than the reserve. We'll just see the different treatments. So the first case is when there is no claim against workmen compensation reserve. That is, in the question the reserve is given but there is no liability attached to it. In that case, simply workmen compensation reserve will be distributed between the partners. As we just found out in the previous slide, I showed you the journal entry. Since there is no claim, it will simply be distributed in the old ratio. When there is claim on account of workmen compensation reserve, that means some kind of liability is there. In that case, we have to see there may be three possibilities. Either the claim will be equal to the reserve, or the claim will be lesser than the reserve, or the claim will be greater than the reserve. So the entries will be different in all the three cases. The first case is when the claim is equal to the reserve. So if we had a reserve of 18,000 and now we have a liability of 18,000, that means the whole of compensation reserve, the workmen compensation reserve, is used for meeting the liability or the claim for workmen compensation. So liabilities, as you always know, have a credit balance. Therefore, the claim for workmen compensation has been credited, and reserve, since we are writing it off, that's why it is debited. The second case would be when the claim is lesser than the workmen compensation reserve. For example, if the reserve is worth rupees 18,000 but the claim is only rupees 10,000, that means the liability is only of 10,000, the remaining 8,000 will be distributed between the partners. So workmen compensation reserve will be debited with the full amount, that is 18,000, to claim. The claim was 10,000 and the balance is distributed between the partners in their old ratio. The third case would be when the claim is greater than workmen compensation reserve. So again, I'll take an example. If the reserve is 18,000 but the claim is 20,000. So 18,000 can be easily covered up, but the remaining 2,000 will be transferred to revaluation account since it will be a profit. So this revaluation DR amount will be transferred between the partners in their old ratio. Whenever revaluation account appears in any of the journal entries, we have to write it off by transferring it to the partner's capital account. What is revaluation account? Revaluation account is an account which is prepared at the time of reconstitution of the firm to give effect to any kind of increase or decrease in assets or liabilities, or also to give effect to any kind of profit or loss that we are making at the time of reconstitution. So these were the few cases. Now let's take an example. A, B and C sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 4:3:2, which is the old ratio. They decide to share future profits and losses in the ratio of 2:3:4 with effect from 1st April 2020. So old ratio, new ratio, both are given. An extract of the balance sheet is given where on the liability side you can see workmen compensation reserve of 90,000. We have to show the accounting treatment under the following alternative cases. I'll just move on to the next slide and we'll be reading the cases simultaneously I'll be showing you the solutions also. So the case 1 is when no information or claim is given. That means the workmen compensation reserve, as you can see, was 90,000 but additional claim or liability is not given in the question. In this case, our journal entry would be, since there is no claim, that means the old reserve will be distributed in the old ratio. So 90,000 has been distributed in the old profit sharing ratio, which was given in the question as 4:3:2. So in the ratio of 4:3:2, we have distributed 90,000 and we have just written off our reserve. So reserve had a CR balance, we are debiting it because we are writing it off, and it is distributed amongst the partners in their old ratio. Why we have passed this entry? Because no claim was given. There was no information regarding claim. Moving on to the next case, when there is no claim. Again, see, previous case was when no information or claim is given. In this, it's written when there is no claim. So it's one and the same thing. So in this case also our entry remains the same. The reserve is written off and it is distributed between the partners in their old ratio. The same entry is passed because both the cases are basically the same thing but a different way of saying it. Case 3, when claim on account of workmen compensation is 45,000. That means there is a liability of 45,000 which has to be paid to the workmen. In this case, what will be the journal entry? See, the workmen compensation reserve was 90,000 and the claim is lesser than the amount of reserve. So reserve is written off by debiting it. The claim is a liability, so we have credited 45,000 since this is a new liability that has been created. So 45,000 is credited and the difference, that is 45, remaining 45,000 is distributed between the partners ABC in their old profit sharing ratio. So the new ratio although was given in the question, but we are not actually going to use it because all the accumulated profits and reserves are always distributed in the old ratio. So here the claim was given, the claim was lesser, so claim has been credited and the balance has been distributed between the partners. Moving on to the case 4. When claim on account of workmen compensation is 99,000. So we have a liability of 99,000 but the reserve that we had was only of 90,000. So our journal entry would be, our reserve obviously is written off fully but we are not going to distribute this reserve amongst the partners. Why? Because the claim on the credit side is how much? 99,000. So from this 99,000, 90,000 can be covered up from the reserve, but the remaining 9,000 is debited to revaluation account. So all the profits and losses are always distributed to revaluation account. So this 9,000 is transferred to revaluation account. This is a loss and this loss is further written off between the partners in their profit sharing ratio. I told you before also, whenever revaluation account appears, we have to simply write it off between the partners. So this 9,000 has been divided between A, B and C in the ratio, old ratio, that is 4:3:2. Moving on. when a claim on account of workmen compensation is 90,000. So liability is also 90 and the reserve was also 90. That means the whole of the liability is covered up from the reserve. Nothing else is left to be distributed between the partners. So reserve is debited because we are writing it off, and the liability is credited 90. Both amounts are same. We do not have any balancing figure on the debit or credit side. So in this video, we have talked about the change in profit sharing ratio, the treatment of various accumulated profits and reserves, how they have to be written off in their old ratio. And we have also discussed the treatment of workmen compensation reserve in case various adjustments are given, along with an example. I hope the concepts are clear to you. If you liked my content, please like my video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button in case you want to get notified. Any queries that you have, contact me on my email ID or put a comment in the comment box. Thank you so much for listening to me so patiently.